Dynamic web content is generated by A. JSP or ASP, B. HTML, C. C language, D is the XML. So, as far as the dynamic web content is concerned, we have to go for some Java server pages or active server pages. That is JSP or ASP we have to use. HTML is a hypertext markup language which cannot produce the dynamic content. C is also not possible. XML we can have user defined content, but dynamic content we can generate, that is extended markup language. So option A is the right option. Using JSP or ASP we can provide the dynamic web content.
A grammar is given and we have to identify the nature of the grammar. Here, if we construct LL1 parsing table, then for this grammar, then there won't be any multiple entries. So whenever there are no multiple entries in LL1 parsing table, we can say that that particular grammar is LL1. So here this is correct, and in LR0 and SLR1 parsing tables, we won't find any shift reduce or reduce conflicts. So here we can say that this particular grammar is SLR1. So if it is SLR1, it is LELR1. So here all these options is correct, which is option D.
Consider the following schedule, which consists of three transactions T1, T2 and T3. Here in this question, a transaction with a schedule with three transactions is given. The given schedule is T1, T2, T3. First is write X and then read operation on Y by transaction 3, and after that read operation on Y by T2, and then read operation on X by T3, then commit operation, T1 commits and then T3 commits and then T2 commits. So this is a given transaction, this is a given schedule. So here if you see options, it is allowed under basic both the basic 2PL and strict 2PL. Here in two-phase locking protocol, all the logs should be acquired in growing phase and all the logs should be released in shrinking phase. Once the transaction starts releasing logs, it is not allowed to request any more logs. So here in strict 2PL, that is strict two-phase locking protocol, all the write logs should be released only after the commit operation. So here you can see that here T1 acquires write lock on X, data item X, then T2 acquires read lock on Y, T3 acquires read lock on Y. So as read lock is shared lock, here T2 can request and be granted read lock on data item Y. Why? Because it is read lock, and read lock can be acquired by any number of transactions. So here T2 can acquire read lock and perform this operation. So here when it comes to write operation on X, for this has to be done. Here write lock on X which is acquired by T1 should be released. Only after it releases, then only this action is performed. Read operation on X. So here in two-phase locking protocol, here it can release this lock. Why? Because even if it releases, there are no further read or write operations for transaction 1. So here this can release this write lock, and once it releases, it can use, T3 can use this read log. So T3 can read data item X by acquiring log which is released by T1. So this is allowed in basic two-phase locking protocol, but in strict two-phase locking protocol, this T1 has to release write log only after commit operation. So here at this point of time, T1 should release write log, but if this log has to be released at this point of time, here this read operation cannot be taken place. We cannot read data item X by perform read operation on X by T3. So here you can say that it is allowed under two-phase locking protocol but not under strict 2PL, which is option B. Match the following statements with true P or false F. Statement P, there may be a chance of getting deadlock in conservative 2PL. This statement is false. Why? Because in conservative 2PL, here all the logs should be acquired at the start of the transaction. Otherwise, all the logs would be released. So here there will not be a chance of getting deadlock in conservative 2PL. So this is false. P is false. Starvation is possible in schedules which are allowed under timestamp based protocols. Here statement Q is true. There is a starvation for some transactions in timestamp based protocols. So this is true. A schedule may be view is serializable but not conflict serializable. Yes, this is even this is also true. Why? Because all the conflict serializable schedules are subset of view serializable schedules. So we can show the relationship between view serializable and conflict serializable schedules by this diagram. So these are view serializable and these are conflict serializable. So if a schedule is view serializable, it need not be conflict serializable schedule. So here statement R is true. Statement S, in 2PL, a transaction cannot acquire a log once it releases a log. Yes, even this is also true. In two-phase locking protocols, there is a growing phase and shrinking phase. In growing phase, it will acquire logs. When it enters into shrinking phase, then it will not permitted to request any logs. In shrinking phase, all the logs would be released. Once it starts releasing of logs, it is not allowed to request any log. So here statement S is also true. Only statement P is false. All the remaining statements are true. So here correct option is option C.